everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of King and AI. Now, we don't do this very often on Anfield Index, but I'm delighted that Kenny has found some time to join me today. It's been an incredible weekend for Liverpool. So welcome once again back to the podcast, Kenny Dalglish.
Good morning, Ed.
How are you?
Hectic, but still.
Had a busy weekend?
Oh, controlled enjoyment.
It sounds a bit like Arne Slot's Liverpool. So we went something truly incredible on Saturday at Anfield. Obviously, you were in amongst it. Liverpool won that Premier trophy again after a long time. Certainly, Anfield, since you were the manager the last time. Now you've done it again since, but Liverpool haven't. So it was great. You've celebrated obviously in front of Anfield with a Premier League trophy, but Liverpool hadn't that before, so that was great in front of the fans. And if you're lucky enough footage out there, you'll have seen Sir Kenny was in fine form. Mingy tells me you'll never walk alone, as he did on all the chart-topping singles.
Ed, I was miming.
Which you all you're certainly dancing. You can't hide the fact dancing.
Dancing?
You were reading a hand in.
I've not had a dance since I get married.
Oh, Sunday. Okay, we'll crack on with some questions then. So Kenny, obviously a great occasion for the club, a great occasion for you now. What were you about a year ago? You're on the pitch, same Jurgen Klopp. Obviously, we spoke about that on many podcasts, and it was a time of reflection, and obviously, and it was a time of nervous for most of the fans, wondering what was going to happen next. So, as we started the season with Arne Slot, what were your expectations of what Liverpool might do this season?
Well, the expectations you have to wait, don't you? That obviously Jurgen had done a fantastic job at Liverpool. He came in and he decided to leave, not because results were poor, because he just felt a bit tired, which is his right. And everybody's grateful for the work that he did for the football club. And Arne was appointed. Jurgen gave it a good send-off when he asked him to chant and support Arne during the season. So Arne's come in and he's done an excellent job. The way that he's treated the players and try to have a good look at them first before he decides what he wants to do. I think it's a real credit to him. And the achievement, I mean, we were getting a wee bit carried away, saying we might get 4 trophies. But he did that well that he was in competition for most of them. Obviously, you had to duck and dive a wee bit with the teams and rest players and bring other players in. And we got the big picture from doing that. He won the league and nobody could ask any more of the man than what he did. And I'm sure his mind would be turned off for about 24 hours and he'd be looking to see what we're going to do next year. This year's not even finished yet.
I know a video actually. It was from the 1993 celebrations, obviously, and someone had you in the changing rooms afterwards, and they said, "Obviously, Kenny, you've done now, and when does next season's planning start?" And you said, I suppose it has to start happening now, and that's I think is that somewhere where football back then you wouldn't have started planning before the end of a season, whereas now all these people, not just Richard Hughes and Michael Ebbs and the other people that behind us, but you feel that the season planning for next season maybe you already started, whereas back then you said to the person interviewing you, I suppose we better get started now, was the day you had the league. So is that something we've seen different in the way that football is these days?
No, I think if you stand still, if you don't try to move forward, you're always looking forward. If you stand still, you're going to get left behind. So I think everybody would be doing the same thing long before the end of a particular season. You're looking to the next season. You're judging the boys on what they do. And I don't think there's too many let them down, if any. So, but he's still got to strengthen up for next year in his mind. If that's what he thinks, if he's happy with what he's got. then give him all the support you can, because he's done fantastic this year.
And you mentioned some of the performance of the players there. Who will stand out season? Who really stood out for you on the field?
Well, I think a very interesting thing was the Dutch boys that came in, and he just tweaked them a wee bit. And even Endo was coming on at the end of some games and just closing the door. And everybody that was in the squad, I think, they earned the place to be there. The young players like Curtis went in against Everton, one of the last games of the season, played right back.
Yeah.
And did very well. Harvey Elliott did really well when he was given the opportunities to play. Bradley did really well. Connor Bradley at right back when they had to fill in. So I think the youngsters played a part in it as well. I think everybody's obviously played a part. Kelleher coming in, stepping in when he had to, and did fantastic. And I think he's a really good goalkeeper. So everybody made a contribution. And if you've got people who's left you behind, then that's going to be disappointing. But at the end of the day, the only thing that they could be disappointed with is Joe Gomez is yet to score his goal.
And we don't know. See Joe
I'd love
again.
to be at Anfield. I'd love to be at Anfield to see Joe score his goal.
Well, let's he does. Let's hope.
But he made a contribution. He made a contribution throughout the season as well, coming in defensively, either fullback or centre back. Everybody chipped in, and that's why you get the success, because they're singing from the same hymn sheet, and everybody got on with it.
And obviously, there's two big stars that have renewed their contract as well, and Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. There's so many flashbacks to me. Obviously, I grew up watching your side in the A's, and that was some of my formative years as a player. And I know it's hard to compare us, but we look at Virgil van Dijk, and then it brings back memories. We saw him on the TV on Saturday. He was there at Anfield. Of Big Jockey Hansen was the guy in that position when I was growing up, and we see Salah only really facing Ian Rush now as Liverpool's top scorer. How delighted were you to see that those guys have committed their future club going forward, and what's their sort of impact on this championship season?
No, they've been great servants to the club. They've done fantastically well, and it might be an old cliche, but movement in football is part and parcel of the game. The two lads that you mentioned, Virgil and Mo, they both came from other clubs to Liverpool. So movement within football clubs is players moving about is just part of the game. And the longer you can keep the better ones, the better chance we're having to be successful. And that's what they've done there. The two boys the fans are delighted to have signed. We just need to get up and get on with the game. And we've got to be grateful also for the service that Trent gave to the football club. And if his choice is to move on, then Trent, thanks very much for everything you've done for us. We wish you well for the future, because he has made a contribution to the football club.
I mean, he's won everything there is to win everything a player would want to win, I suppose. And for you as a player, a past player and a past manager, I mean, that is it. I mean, everything there is to win as well. So, I mean, there's not many guys that can say that. So it must be a real great thing for a player that they've won all the win, or all you would want to win, shall I say.
No, but as I say, I only got to Liverpool through them buying me from Celtic. So you've got to accept that transfers are part and parcel of it, and it's a compliment to people. If somebody gets moved on that hasn't done so well, they don't get mentioned, do they? So the people that have done really well are the ones who people say, well, why do they want to move? Everybody moves. Well, not everybody, but most people move. It's very seldom now that you've got one person who stays at one club for the length of his career.
Well, I suppose there's some similarities we can talk about Trent and Madrid and you and Celtic. There's some parallels there. They're obviously still an incredible trophy winning when you were there. I mean, it was one of the most successful of Celtic's history, and you moved on to try something different, and obviously it was massively successful for you after as well. So yeah, there's no such really is there as the pinnacle for a player in terms of winning things. Winning things, no matter where you win them, is just a good thing to do, no matter where you are at any given time.
Yeah, but I was really fortunate that I was at Celtic Football Club under Jock Stein, in amongst the Lisbon Lions. If the football club did everything they could to help me progress in the football, and I would have been a dud if I hadn't played for Celtic and the help and support I got for them. So my gratitude will always lie with Celtic for what they did for me and how they set me off and how they gave you the thought process for what you're supposed to do in football. Then moving on to Liverpool, obviously it was a hard move for me to make, a decision for me to make, being a Glasgow boy and 2 children born in Glasgow at that time, but you had to move. I mean, life wasn't a rehearsal. So, but for me, Celtic will always have a special place in my heart.
Yeah, it's great to hear. Talking of the title win again, and everyone will see that it's probably the most iconic picture of you there is, that 1986 goal at Stamford Bridge, the celebration after that. Obviously, that was all clinching the title. Obviously, you went to win the double. That was your first season as man. You were player man, and obviously you've also won the title at Anfield Blackburn as well. So you've done it hand away, and you did it with Liverpool, and you've done it with Blackburn as well. So how different is it winning the title and confirming the title at home compared to winning it away from home? I mean, I'm sure both of those days, the Celtic one, the Chelsea one, the one with Blackburn, all the ones you won with Liverpool previously have all been special in a way. But did Sunday feel any different for you watching or not involved as a player or manager these days? But how did Sunday feel in comparison to all of those title wins that you were in with yourself?
Well, I don't really remember them all, but I know they're there. They're in the museum somewhere. But for me, it's the target that Liverpool set when I went was every year to be in the Charity Shield the following year.
Because
so
that's an FA Cup win or a title win.
Yep, and that was what it was. And despite the success that the players had when I went, they won the European Cup, just won the league title, beating the final with Manchester United, and they were as hungry then as they must have been when they won them previously. For me, that was a godsend, because that's what I was wanting to do. I mean, you take part. There's no taking part that counts. It's winning. So I was just pleased that their attitude and the commitment and the club's commitment to winning things continued. They never. It's that good that you want to do it again. The best success or the greatest success you've ever had is the next one.
And did you Sunday? Obviously, I don't know how much of it you were able to see. You've probably been in the ground earlier when you arrived. Were the fans already started to build up on Sunday? There was the red smoke, and there was people sending photos as far away as Crosby, and see the smoke above Anfield with all the pyro, everything. It was quite incredible, and obviously the noise in there must have been something else on because that's the most fans have ever been there for a title win.
There was probably more people outside the ground than there was inside it. But thankfully, there was no problems. There wasn't people trying to gate crash that never had a ticket. They came just to see the people coming in, the players coming in, give them a welcome and give them the support. The fans enjoy it every bit as much as the players when there's a victory to be had. And they would just wanted to be there Although if they couldn't get in, they couldn't get in. They wanted to be there to enjoy the moment, the same as the players, because that's what a successful football club is. It's a joint effort for everybody that's involved in the football club. Whatever your role is equally as important as the next one. Everybody's got a job to do. Just do it properly and you've got a chance of being successful. But the support that the fans have given the players is important, but it's more important when they're not doing well, and their encouragement helps them. And that's what happened. I think that's what happened this year, that any time there was a wee bit of a blimp, the supporters got behind them. And it's a great marriage between the fans and the players.
I mean, there wasn't any blips. That's one thing that, I mean, we've spoke a few times out with the podcast, obviously, during the past year. And when we talk, we normally always find something to pick on, you know what I mean? Where it's like they could be doing that or that better. And there was nothing this year. I mean, I remember a few comments with you, and it's just been incredibly positive. It seems to have been such a smooth Premier League campaign, and obviously there was the Champions League, which was going so until it didn't, and then obviously they did win in the League Cup as well. So it was just one of those seasons where it seems gone so smoothly, and I mean that's got to be credit the manager and the players for that, because that to win the league like that without very little drama really, and I think there was a 2020 game unbeaten run in there as well. I mean you had a 20-game unbeaten run. So I don't know if your record was in doubt at any point there. Obviously, it was from the start of the season, which was a little bit different here. But it just seemed such a smooth campaign, and I don't think as a fan I can recall I like it before.
But that's a great attribute to have as a football club, and also as a manager and the players. The manager was very considerate in any after match conference that he did, any comments he made. He considered the boys and how they would feel, and I think Arne handled himself fantastically well with the media, and I think that was resulted in getting the positive results on the football pitch. So, as I say, there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways that you can do, how you go about it to get yourself a result, get yourself on board, but you can't have a fight with the players. When they're in need, it's when it's not going so well for them, and that's when the manager's got to take a good weight in his shoulder. And Arne went right through the card. He did it when he had to do it, enjoyed it when we won, never get carried away when we won, and more importantly, never get carried away either when if we weren't going to be successful. So he did a fantastic job controlling the season and really getting the players on side and helping them as much as possibly could.
Yeah, and we've got you mentioned at the top of the show, and that maybe a lot of work to do this summer, try and maintain this. But I mean, do you see this as, I mean, the champions, it's done. How easy is it to then do it again? You said that for the players and for the fans, that doing it again and they be motivated to do it again, achieving multiple success is the big, and next season starts now, if you like. What do Liverpool have to do this summer? Not necessarily in terms of transfers and players, but what area in the field and squad do you feel Liverpool need to strengthen them?
Well, just let them manage. Let them manage. Let them get on with the job. Well, I mean, does he need to change what he's done? He might change players. He might know, but if he wants to, they'll give him as much help as they possibly can. So just repeat it. There's nothing that really needs to be changed within the framework of what he did. The principles he went about with, the respect he has for the players. But if he wants to buy people, then hopefully there'll be finance there for him. But he won't take it for granted and won't rest in the laurels. So that's a great thing. Everybody's enjoyed the moment. Now they're just going to look ahead and get themselves organised for next season.
I've still got a few games, obviously, done this season, a few league games, one a week, as there's no week stuff. So we've got that. And then we've got this parade. How much are you looking forward to the last few games, if you like? And then that parade itself, how much are you in? I guess you'll be involved in it in some capacity. I don't know to what, or even if you know to what extent, but how much are you forward to that day?
Well, that's the fantastic occasions. I mean, unfortunately, when he played in Glasgow, neither team, Rangers nor Celtic, could do a parade of the city. And when you go and you actually do it for the first time, and we did it at Liverpool for the first time, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And by the way, it doesn't matter how often you do it. Every single one of them is brilliant. Unless, of course, you have no trophy to show for it.
Yep, certainly something to look forward to. Again, the pictures we saw from Anfield with all the red pyro, they're going to be escalated by 100-fold once those players get down the Strand on the 26th of May to celebrate that league title, and then we'll be into another summer of action. What are your plans for the summer? What are you looking forward to seeing? Are you going to watch this Club Cup? Are you going to bother that, or are you going to have a bit of down?
No. It's easy for us. We just sit back and watch what Arne do all the work. It's easy for us. We can all relax now. But there's no relaxation for them. And I'm sure he should be really, really proud of what he's done. Him and all his staff and everybody at the football club. But next year, if we're having the same conversation, he'll be twice as proud if he can repeat it. And he's managed brilliantly. We can give him 24 hours off and then he's back to work.
24 hours off. Managers will whatever stops. That's us then, folks. It's been great to catch up with Kenny today and have him on the podcast for this one-off show, just to sell Liverpool, take claim in its 20th league title. I suppose I should finish with just that one more. Fergie, obviously your old adverse friend, had said about knocking Liverpool off his perch. Are we back there? Are we back on the perch?
He said what?
He said that he was only when he was at Man United. He said he was looking forward to knocking Liverpool off their perch in terms of the Liver coming off the perch, and I've gone level with on the 20 league titles, and I think I've got a few more European Cups in them as well, don't we?
Yeah, but listen, the great thing is he's supported and worked for his club 100% and protected them as best he could. Every manager does the same, and if you're not like that, you're not worth a carrot. So despite like Fergie being a rival, by the way, he's also a friend. So I'm just waiting for a text from him just saying congratulations. It's not arrived yet, but I'm sure it's in the post.
Really? He used to write your letter, didn't he? Whenever you used to say he was one of the first to write a letter to congratulate you for anything achieved, really, as well.
Listen, you're expected as a manager to stand up for the club that you represent. And that's what he did. And he did it really well. So what do you've got to do the same? You do the same thing. Our fans are expected us to stand up and Arne and any Jurgen, whoever's in charge of them. And that's the way it is. It's no personal.
Well, no better way than that. It's Liverpool probably back on their perch. We'll go with it. We'll go with it, and we'll look forward to Kenny hopefully receive a message from Fergie at some point to congratulate you later. I'm sure it'll be on the way at some point. So thank you for joining us again on the podcast, Kenny. It's great to hear from you. Great to chat with you, and I know you're heading off to sunnier climes next week, am I? So we'll look forward to your holidays and wish you well.
I don't know like the weather is in Scotland, but it's beautiful here. This is warmer climes at the moment here.
Well,
so we'll just enjoy it.
Yeah, well, enjoy the sun. It's sunny here today, which is rare. So, and you know that full well what it's like up here.
Oh, lovely.
So we'll say farewell. Until next time, up the Reds.